Hello, hello YouTube. I'm here with another political talk video, and today we're going to be a little bit all over the place in the video because I'm going to be speaking on some North Carolina Congress as well. So feel free to stay tuned. So as y'all know, Tuesday were the primaries, and it was no surprise, but I got some good words for Bernie. So to the Bernie or Bust fans, don't get ready to click off just yet. I got some good words for him just for once. So pretty much the 2000 I'm talking about 2000. I'm thinking the BET Awards. But in North Carolina, let's go ahead and get North Carolina out the way first because most of y'all are not from here. So we're going to go ahead and get that out within 5 minutes, and then we're going to go into Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton. So pretty much our districts got redrawn again, and y'all know I went out and voted back in March. Turned out I had to go back out and vote again yesterday. Um, Surprisingly, everybody who won last time pretty much won this time, for the exception of Miss Renee Elmers, courtesy of Donald Trump. Donald Trump, once again, we are making darn on national news again. Donald Trump endorsed Renee Elmers, and all of a sudden, her darn on likability went from here to darn on here, and she lost to darn on Judge Holden. So somebody who was in the darn on seat already twice was about to be in there for a third time. Pretty much ruined her career by backing Donald Trump. I don't know why. Was she foolish enough to back this darn on man? It done cost her darn on Senate seat, but it is what the fuck it is. I mean, the darn on, I hate to say, the bigot people are really coming out, and it's people that you wouldn't even think of. But it's a good person replacing her. George Holden is replacing her. Good for that. Also, in the other seats, Emma Adams won District 12. Congratulations to her. I can't wait for her to join the seat. Um, and that's about it. Ted, I think his name was Ted. He won. I can't think of what district he won, but Lord, it made me so scared because it reminded me of Donald Trump. He's a non. I think they say he's a non-businessman who won out of out of 17 people who were applying for that district. I was like, oh Lord, that sounds very dang on similar to darn on he who must not be named with darn on toupee. How long as he don't have any darn on Trump-like tendencies, we're going to give old Ted a chance. I'm going to look into his platform, but right now, congratulations to him too. Well, hell, we done got that out the way in about 3 minutes. So on to Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders, because I don't even really recognize he who should not be named with the toupee. I only see two qualified candidates in the race, and that's Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton in my case. And that's not because I'm not because I'm a Democrat. Y'all know I'm an independent. And when Ted Cruz and John Kasich was in office, at the end of my videos, I used to say vote for John Kasich, vote for Ted Cruz, vote for Hillary Clinton, vote for darn gone Bernie Sanders. I'm not including Trump. I don't care what party you is. I don't see Trump being ideal for anybody. It is what the fuck it is. But anyways, major wins for none other than Hillary Clinton again. She swept the burn on board. She won. I think she lost Montana, and she lost Montana and lost North Dakota, but she swept the board with like South Dakota, California. Like, we already knew she was going to win California. I don't know why Bernie Sanders thought he was going to win California, and I'll get to that in a moment. Hillary Clinton current delegate count.
Check out these presidential primary results.
Okay, so I'm pulling it up for y'all right now. Okay, so it's saying that Sanders won Montana. He got 11 delegates. She got 10. We pretty much go to Google and it show y'all that she won California. She lost North Dakota. How many citizens are in North Dakota? Because I only see 253 people voted in North Dakota for Bernie Sanders, and 101 people voted for Hillary Clinton. That's crazy. But once you go to South Dakota, Where Hillary Clinton won, it showed 27,000 votes for Hillary and 25,000, nearly 26,000 for Bernie Sanders. And of course, she was going to win New Mexico. I haven't really heard Bernie Sanders speak on Mexican rights like that. I've heard him targeting more so the younger voters, regardless of ethnicity. I haven't really heard him speak as heavily on immigration reform as Senator Hillary Clinton. He's really focusing on targeting the super PACs. He's really focusing on targeting what else? Yeah, targeting the super PACs, targeting, that's the only thing I've heard from him. Bernie Sanders, what's going on? My Bernie Bros supporters, tell me what darn on Bernie Sanders is for. I haven't really heard him say nothing else outside of targeting darn on super PACs. Oh, free college education and raising the minimum wage to $15 an hour, which would cause inflation and an extra $27 trillion to our deficit. But anyways, um, California, he lost with 43% of the vote. The reason why he lost California is this. California is a place where the median income is $60,000. You got the richest population of the United States in California. So with the richest population near California in that area, median income of 60,000, and even the poor people in California are pursuing the California dream. You got people who are on they come up, so they may be on a poor food stamp budget, but they working their way up to that $1 million budget like Love and Hip Hop and everything else. I did not see Bernie Sanders, who is for the young vote, who's for targeting the super PACs. That was not his ideal ground right there, and I knew without a shadow of a doubt Hillary Clinton was going to win that one. I think we can all agree on that. But he still took on a decent chunk. I mean, 43% of the vote. I mean, Bernie Sanders truly got eternal flame. He got the dang on fire of Hades. Well, except with the goodness of him. Um, he got that internal flame of nitrogen. Because despite the fact that his chances of now clinching the nomination is zero, that fire is still on. Like, how can your temperature be a negative 20 degrees and you can still burn? Science lesson of the day. Nitrogen can be as low as a negative 100 degrees and can still burn your skin. Darn on Bernie Sanders is giving you darn on nitrogen burn, baby. Because even though the darn on chances of him is winning is me get, I ain't going to say that, I still want to hit the lottery. But even though it's about as good as somebody getting struck by lightning 5 times in a row, he is still going and going and going. He's going faster than the darn on. He's going more with more momentum than the darn on Energizer Turtle. I can't even say Energizer Bunny because the Energizer Bunny was going fast. He's been going like the darn on slow turtle. The tortoise in the hair and the rabbit kept on running and playing around, and then he got tired out, and then the tortoise eventually won the race. Now I'm burning. I don't think you're going to be the tortoise that's going to win the race in this case. You put up a very good fight, but I don't see it. I just don't see it. And I really wish he could have been our vice president, but all the shit he done talked about darn on Hillary Clinton, I definitely cannot see her picking him as the VP now. Um, I can't really see him being as the head of the Senate because the Senate needs to help whoever becomes president get the laws in order. And with both Hillary Clinton and Senator Bernie Sanders being two polarizing, two opposite opinions, I would see them clashing on ideas. It's like every idea that Hillary Clinton would propose, Bernie Sanders would knock down if he was the head of the Senate. So it would still be like the same thing that happened with President Barack Obama. He got in office and every idea for the first 4 years got shut down left and right, left and right, left and right, left and right. So yeah, oh Lord, I really wish you know what? But this is a brilliant thing. I'm glad that he's sticking in the race because here's the catch-22. What most people don't know is when you suspend your campaign, technically you're supposed to give your donation money back. But if you go all the way to the very end, and this is what I think Bernie Sanders is really doing, by law, if he really just lost naturally due to the people not voting for him, which is what happening, he gets to keep all the money. I hope what he does with the money is, set up an organization, set up, some funds to help darn on struggling college students. He can still do his part and, contribute to the community and still get ideas proposed into law even without being directly into the office himself. He can still send up ideas to Hillary Clinton into the Congress with all them $1 million donations. I think he received well over $50 million. His darn on catchphrase was the average darn on donation was $27 per voter. So he can still utilize all those funds for some good. Unlike, the Ted Cruz's and the, John Kasich who suspended their campaign and never showed any attempts of getting back in the campaign, they technically supposed to send all that money back to the people. You know how crooked politics is. They use that word suspend so they can darn on, try to keep the darn on funds for themselves, which I think that should be changed too, if you ask me. And that goes for both darn on Democratic side and darn on Republican side. Now going into the mashup with Hillary Clinton versus Donald Trump. If Bernie or Burr supporters were not to vote at all, I don't see why Donald Trump is trying to appease to darn on Bernie Sanders supporters saying that they should rally behind him to tackle the corrupt government. Number one, Bernie Sanders himself cannot stand you. He said they need to personally take you down. He may have fired some cold-blooded shots at Hillary Clinton, but at the end of the day, he personally said that Trump cannot be in office. At this point, he ain't say Hillary can't be in office no more. He's trying slowly to backtrack and try to get on the Hillary Clinton campaign now, knowing that he lost. And he tried it so much last night. I stood up to not last night, but it's a time difference. It was Wednesday, yesterday. It was last night morning for me because they was in California, and 1 o'clock here was 10 o'clock. So he made his speech 10 o'clock Pacific time, which is 1 o'clock Eastern time. So I stood up 1 o'clock in the morning, and he sounded like he was about to say it's now time for the party to unite. And as he was saying that, he was trying to hint that, okay, it's now time we, side with Hillary. It's now time we get on to Hillary. But as soon as he said Hillary name and they started booing, he knew then and there. He was like, oh, shit, I done said a little bit too much shit about the girl. I done said too much. Now he's in a rock and a hard place. As of today, he conversed with President Barack Obama. I think President Barack Obama is now encouraging him to, okay, now we need to set, you done got these darn on fans riled up. It's now time. We need to somehow manage to get them on the Hillary Clinton train. And it's not working out too good. It's not working out too good. So it's like, it's going to be a high rate of voter apathy this year. It's sad to say, but, we ain't going to preach to the choir of the lost cause. So let's see how Hillary Clinton is going to do without, the Bernie Sanders supporters, to see what her chances look like up against Trump without no support. I mean, and the thing is, I don't see all of Bernie Sanders supporters being extremists like this. I don't see all of Bernie Sanders supporters being just cruel and mean, despicable people. You may not like a candidate, but in no shape and form should you be unprofessional and just go on that person's page and call them all types of bitches and whores and, son of a guns and all of that. I don't even do that to Donald Trump, a.k.a. the darn old Lord Valdemar. I say that shit on my own platform. I don't go out my way to go on his Facebook and critique him. When you don't like somebody, why even taint yourself by being in the presence of anything associated with that person? If you don't like Hillary Clinton so much, you can't stand this so-called bitch, this so-called thief, this so-called whore, this so-called corrupt politician, don't go to her Facebook page. Don't go to her Twitter. Don't go to her Instagram. Don't pay the bitch dust. And that goes for anybody. I'm sick of this when it comes to you don't like somebody, you want to go to the page. That don't make sense to me. And that could be related to music as well. Like, I see it all the time with Beyonce. People swear, oh, the bitch is overrated, but you watching the darn on YouTube video of Beyonce on her own personal page. What sense does that make? Now I can see if you critiquing a Beyonce or Hillary Clinton on Essence magazine or some sort of other third party based darn on forum. But when you go out your way to critique somebody, you're only making them more relevant. That's why Beyonce is the most relevant in the game right now, because she got just as many fans and she got just as many haters, and her haters keep her afloat just as much as her fans do. It's when you don't have nobody looking for you at all, not even haters, is when your career goes down. I mean, just think about it. The haters actually contributes to people's success, if you ask me. But that's a whole nother video for a whole nother day. We'll get into the fact of how Jill Scott and them, who are seemingly loved by everybody, don't got no haters, are doing down here. And Beyonce, who got a plethora of haters, is up here because the haters actually contribute to her sales and everything else. They buy on the low in secret just to critique, but little do they know they're adding more money to the wealth when you could be supporting and lifting up a woman instead. And both of these women can be up here. You so busy trying to knock the other woman down, and you're really making her up here instead of lifting all black. But anyways, that's be another video. We're gonna get into the destruction of R&B music and what we can do as in people in general to lift everybody up. But back to Hillary. Let's see how she competes against Donald Trump. So like I was saying with California. No, I was saying nope. South Dakota. For some reason, North Dakota, they didn't vote Republican. There wasn't no, I didn't see it on the thing. But she got 27,000 votes alone in South Dakota. Let's see how much Donald Trump has. Look like it said 44,000. 44,866. So she is going to need at least a good 60% of Bernie Sanders supporters, which I see that she's going to get, because I do believe about 60% of Bernie Sanders supporters are relatively sane people who are Democrats, who will vote for whoever is the Democratic nominee, who will ultimately get, education reform, LGBT equality, women's rights, and all of that. I see them siding with Hillary if Bernie Sanders did not get the ticket. 40% of the people that support Bernie Sanders, well, they're just a loss. If y'all Christian, y'all pray for me. I'm not gonna pay them no mind. I don't have time to be arguing with people. As y'all can see, I'm in my uniform. And as soon as I get done with this video, I'm going to go back to work because I do have a client for a chemical peel at 4 o'clock. But with that being said, let's go to New Mexico. He don't got a chance in hell in New Mexico. Now, 73,530 supporters though. You add Ted Cruz and John Kasich supporters behind him, he will have about 93,000. Ooh, Lord. Okay, Hillary. Oh no, Hillary Clinton got this in the bag. Bernie Sanders had a 103,000, and you add 40%. You add 60% of that. Oh Lord, New Mexico is definitely a Democratic state because Hillary Clinton has 110,451 votes, which is more than the combined total of Donald Trump, John Kasich, and Ted Cruz combined. So even if no Bernie Sanders supporters support her there, she got New Mexico. New Jersey, 554,237. Let's go to Donald Trump. 356,697. John Kasich, 59,506. Ted Cruz, 27,524. So even with the combine of all three of them, Hillary Clinton outdoes all three of them combined. So it's mighty funny how people are saying that I don't know where these makeup polls come from that people are saying that Hillary Clinton doesn't have a chance of standing up against Donald Trump when the evidence showed that she is beating the entire Republican Party single-handedly without even having the contribution of the Bernie Sanders supporters yet. So if she's doing these kind of numbers right now, just based on her own people that voted for her in the primaries, imagine how much she's going to do better with the 60% of the Bernie Sanders supporters that are sane people. So going over to Montana, 114,000 for Trump. Switch it on over. Ooh, like Montana. Well, Montana, you do think of, a little higher income. 63,000. Hillary Clinton, I think, got 55,194. So she's going to lose Montana. But that's only 21 delegates, so it don't matter. New Jersey is 126. New Mexico is 34. Okay, now California. Now this is where it gets real interesting. And y'all can fast forward through this part if y'all want to. I'm just breaking down the numbers real quick. California, 1,940,580 for Hillary Clinton. Trump, 1,174,829. And John Kasich, 176,620. Ted Cruz, 144,125. So even with the combine of John Kasich and Ted Cruz supporters and Ben Carson and whatever supporters he had, all of them behind Donald Trump, it does not even match the single numbers of Hillary Clinton without no Bernie Sanders supporters. And let's see, did I get everybody? And next week is Washington, D.C., but it really doesn't matter. That's only 20 delegates. It's pretty much determined as of right now. I don't know what the hell's going on with my internet, but okay. So pretty much, as you can tell from the evidence, if you go 5 minutes and look up at Google and actually compare the numbers, not the actual delegates, but the number of people who voted, you can tell that Hillary Clinton in these darn old states are winning with overwhelming numbers. Single-handedly, she is outknowing Donald Trump number by number by voters. And when it comes to the general election, it's about the numbers and it's about the darn own numbers. I don't know if they voted. Y'all know. And I ain't going to speak on it because y'all know I got red for fifth. I want to fact check. But y'all tell me, when it comes to the general election, do we actually go by the number of voters? Like, if 5.789, if 500,789,321 vote for darn on Donald Trump and 3,500,200 vote for Hillary. Are we going by delegates still, or are we going by the actual number of people who voted? I got to figure that out. That's one thing I never knew about general election. Do they count the delegate counts when it comes to the general election, or is that only for the primaries and then we actually go by the number of people who vote, period, in the general? I think it still goes by the delegate count, which Hillary Clinton still holds her own in the major states. So either way, she beats him by both numbers and she beats him by delegate counts. So with that being said, I think Hillary Clinton got this in the bag. Even if she only gets, realistically, she only needs 30% of Bernie Sanders supporters to jump behind her to really strengthen her, path towards the Democratic nomination and becoming our first female president. She doesn't need as many supporters as y'all thinking she is, especially with the added support of the Republican Party who are not going to vote for Trump. I mean, it's good that people have come to their senses and stop with this party shit and just vote for the person who is the most qualified regardless of what party they is. I never understood not siding with the other party. Because if you think about it like this, the House, not the House, I'm thinking of Paul Ryan, but when it comes to the Senate has been controlled by Republicans and it's been controlled by dominantly Democrats during the 2 terms that President Barack Obama has been in office, and not much has really happened with both parties being dominant. It's not until, once again, I'm going to keep preaching this, and maybe it will get through to the heads. All this is not going to go through until y'all are able to sit down and actually act like civilized adults and quit this darn on corrupt party shit on both ends, from Democrat to Republican, and merge your ideas together for the betterment of the country. Until you do that, we're still going to be fucked up. I mean, Democrats, they have a good process of ideas, but it's still fucked up. Republicans, they had some good ideas, and it's still fucked up. It's not until you blend both your ideas together and start working together as a whole party, because I don't understand this shit. Y'all keep destroying our country down, because soon as one party takes over, it's like, okay, everything that was these party laws created, we're going to take back. So anything that the Democrats made during the time that we weren't dominant, we're going to take back. And then it's like a motherfucking tit for tat. Republicans get in office, they take everything Democratic laws have made. Democrats get in office, they reverse everything Republicans have made. I'm sick of this tit for tat shit. Because now it's saying that Trump gets in office, he's going to reverse everything that President Barack Obama has done. And then a Democrat gets in, he's going to reverse everything that Donald Trump has done. So it's like it's a back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And this back and forth is what destroying our country. We need to get together and unite and come up with a blend of ideas. And that's my final thoughts on that. So y'all tell me, well, don't tell me who you're voting for. That's your own business. But make sure you're voting. We're gonna say a prayer that Donald Trump don't get in there. I mean, regardless of whether you want to put Bernie Sanders on the ticket, I mean, I encourage it. I mean, like I said, Hillary Clinton can hold her own without Bernie Sanders supporters, and he brings in fair numbers that can compete with Donald Trump as well. So this can really be a three-party race, if you ask me. I mean, Bernie Sanders can go in as an independent, because this has been the history of record breaking stuff right here. We got a woman going up for president, which people are knowing, which I don't see. I mean, come on now, can we just appreciate the history without turning a person down? We got our first darn on female nominee. We got an excellent darn on Jewish guy running for Jewish female woman, and even with darn on he who must not be named, an overall good businessman, Trump, who just now has reared his ugly head with all sorts of racism and bigotry, and just has stayed his whole career. But for the most part, it's just been a record-breaking year. I mean, for a person who has no politician experience to clinch the Republican nomination, for a woman uh, who is now our presidential nominee, and for somebody who marched for, civil rights, Bernie Sanders. This is something that would go down in history. I mean, this has been a record-breaking year all around. So, I mean, oh, I'm not crying, y'all, but mm, y'all know I got my fans and stuff on to keep this house cool. But anyways, this is truly a year. Um, and regardless who wins, it's just amazing. Regardless, it's trouble. Oh God. But anyways, yeah, that's pretty much it. I can't think of nothing else to think of. Yeah, I was saying that if Bernie Sanders was to go as a third party, it wouldn't taint Hillary Clinton at all. I mean, Hillary Clinton still holds her on fairly well against darn against Trump. I mean, all three of their numbers are damn near equal. So it's like it will be a real good fight. Now, if they want an absolute guarantee, Bernie Sanders definitely needs to jump behind Hillary Clinton if they want to go that route. But if they really want to make it, if they want to play Russian roulette, and if they really want to make it a good, interesting fight to the bitter end, Bernie Sanders, go ahead and go for the independent party. Now, I know I'm still going to vote as an independent. I'm still voting for, Hillary Clinton, I think, because, as a gay person, she speaks more to me for gay rights than he does. I'm not saying that he's not for gay rights, but I don't feel that same passion. I don't get the passion for it. I hear the passion when he speaks about, the corrupt politicians and the super PACs. I hear the passion when it comes to the young voters, but I don't hear that passion as much when it comes to, LGBT rights. I don't hear it as much when it comes to women rights. I hear more so women rights. I hear so more education reform. I hear more so LGBT empowerment from Hillary Clinton. Regardless of whether you hate her or not, I just feel the more connection with Hillary on that because she speaks more to those and she has a proven resume that has shown that she can back everything up. Not saying that Bernie Sanders haven't done nothing as the Senate, but his resume doesn't match up to hers as far as what they're talking about. Both of them are talking about LGBT equality. Both of them are talking about women's rights. Both of them are talking about education reform. But when you look at their resumes, Bernie Sanders, once again, I support him for, being down for black people. And clearly he's not a racist at all. He's an extraordinary man. But when it comes to, at the end of the day, Hillary Clinton has a known history of education reform for over four decades. Her resume goes 4 decades long on doing positiveness with stuff on a monumental scale when it comes to education. She has pirated, the LGBT cause throughout the whole world, where it was to a point where every other country in the world just 2 years ago were, saying, marriage equality before the United States, and that was due to Hillary Clinton, because she started that way back in 2008. And then with women's rights, once again, Hillary Clinton. So her resume and her execution, she has a proven history that she can diagnose the problem and execute and solve the problem. Bernie Sanders, he has brilliant ideas and can propose the problem, but he doesn't have the defined execution to solve the problems and get stuff passed in a way that Hillary Clinton has, and she naturally appeals to both parties better. Bernie Sanders, in my opinion, is a very far what I think Democrats are left sided and Republicans are right sided, but whichever side is Democrat, he's too far involved in the parties. He's too far, left sided, too far liberal, and not willing to compromise with the Republican Party, which I think is set up for failure because 2 years in, if darn all Republicans take back over the Senate and or House, they can block everything that he proposes, and it'll be like President Barack Obama all over again. Ain't shit get done. So I think Hillary Clinton also is more favorable among both parties. And like I said, I will still stick by this to my dying days until both parties are able to unite together and work to one. In our country ain't going to do right. And I think Hillary Clinton is our president that is able to appeal to both parties and get both of them together. I mean, she already got Republicans willing to side with her, so that says stuff right there. So at the end of the day, this is going to be something interesting to see. I look forward to doing my updated review of the Democratic convention on July. What is it? July 16th, or is it July 31st? Anyways, we'll find out. So leave y'all tips, comments, suggestions down below. Feel free to thumbs up this video. Thumbs down, which I know is going to be some. It is what it is. And I'll see y'all soon with more videos. Mwah.